When Kobe Bryant stopped playing basketball, that's when I stopped watching it. Niggas gonna misconstrue this and have all kind of arguments and do whatever they gonna do. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Say it again.
Nobody did what Jordan did. Nobody is doing what Jordan is doing right now.
Right.
His shoes are still flying off the shelves at $300 a fucking pair.
Right.
If this mic wasn't so fucking expensive, I would drop it and walk out the room.
Bring back bell bottoms and I'm fucking...
That shit be groovy, nigga.
We dress like our hip hop artists.
That's when Cash Money Records was taking over.
Yeah.
I just wanted to wear white t-shirts and bandanas and shit. Air Force Ones, the song, has nothing to do with why people wear Air Force Ones today. Stomping in my Air Force One.
Yeah.
Big boy.
And he
Remember that
won
shit?
2 pairs, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 4th episode of Nuff Said podcast. I'm the fabulous, wonderful, astronomical, I don't know how to rhyme with that, host, T100, T for everybody in the streets that knows me. This is my fabulous, wonderful, astronomical friend,
Keep going.
part-time professional rollerblader.
Right.
He did the voiceovers for like Arby's commercials.
I was on Arby's.
He never shops at Stater Brothers.
Nope.
One of the few white boys I can invite to the barbecue.
And be accepted.
And be accepted, yeah. Professional audio engineer, professional paramedic. This nigga be saving his lives. It's true, man.
It's two different lives, you know. It's I'm a Gemini, so
Me
I think
too.
that's where my Gemini comes in.
Me too.
We did a whole Gemini album.
Yeah, we did. We
Yeah.
did. With no further ado, man, I don't want to skip my nigga intro. Can I Live is in the motherfucking building.
You know, I retired that name.
Okay. All right. So he's just gonna go with it. He's gonna go with the regular white guy name.
No, it's not even that. It's I retired the name, and I was doing a lot of still mixing and stuff, but I had changed the name to SHAUN'S Gone.
Oh, Sean's gone. That's right.
You remember?
That's right.
So I started releasing a lot of stuff under SHAUN'S Gone.
Sean's Gone. That's right.
But then that's all.
So Sean is gone as well.
It's over 5 years now. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, for a lot of you who don't know, Sean's Gone, aka Can I Live, was my and still is my mixing, mastering engineer.
Right.
Recorded several projects with this man in his house for free. Not only for free, but he would like give me weed and food when I came there. I had nothing to bring to the table but some fabulous 16s and some beats I made in my grandmother's house. Which were fucking knocking, by the way. Shout out grandma who for saying my shit was like
absolutely.
She was like, "Why does it keep doing the same thing?" Like,
Look,
it's Fruity Loops.
I remember when I still remember the first day I met you. You came over. You were people cracking beers is what.
Yeah, could you guys hear that?
No, we
It's live, baby. My shit been cracked.
I'm telling you. So you came to my house, and we were, you know, somebody else knew you that we know, and they came to me like, "Yo, I got this group and we record, and you know, like they got music and they perform, but they don't have it recorded." Long story short, you pulled me aside and was like, "Look, I can't even do an impression of 100. 100's like, look, man."
That's perfect. Please do it.
He's like, look, man.
Please.
I got this whole album recorded.
Sounds like me.
No, he said, I got this whole album written. I sat at my grandmama's house. I made these little beats on Fruity Loops. And
Sure did.
And long story short, we spent a couple days and we recorded that album. And that album was...
What was that? That was...
June Classics.
That was June Classics.
That was June Classics.
That was June Classics. That was like 10, maybe 11 years ago, because I'll be still on SoundCloud listening to my shit.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, that shit was like 2012.
Was it 12? Damn.
Or
so,
13.
You had told me, we recorded this project. I started this. So the best thing about 100 is, that I like about his raps is his ad-libs.
Yeah.
So I had to
I don't even know how to do my own shit.
We used to do 3 tracks. I used to take maybe 4 tracks because we do layers. We'd stack a layer. So we'd do a stack. I'd go ahead and take your ad libs and I would pan them shits hard left and hard right right away so they would talk to each other.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And I think that's what made the songs, even though they were simple, just kick, clap, you know, and the raps were superb. It was the ad libs that made people listen.
He's being very generous. The raps were okay. he's being mildly.
They were a lot better than the mumble rap shit that was coming out.
Yeah, that was before mumble rap, but that was after jerking. And that was before conscious rap really came back. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like a lot of my influences, a lot of people that I listen to who I would consider my favorite artists and rappers are like niggas who are really animated in their raps. You know, like Ludacris,
right,
Redman, E40,
right,
2 Chainz, Titty Boy. That's when I was listening from Player Circle and shit.
Right.
So a lot of times the ad lib would make my whole fucking verse. You know what I mean? Just because it's like, wait, I'm talking to myself, you know? And I get that type of influences just from, you don't really hear a lot of ad libs no more.
Right.
That are like a little like self-explanatory to the artist, where it's like, oh, that nigga be, you know, yeah, I can't really explain it, but you don't hear a lot of ad libs. You don't even hear a lot of stacks or doubles in music no more. One person who does do that often is Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, like,
West Coast, yeah.
Yeah, it's West Coast, but to make you feel what he's saying, he'll put like 3 stacks
West
on
Coast,
one
that's
verse.
What West Coast music did, was they would stack the music.
Stack it up, you know what I mean?
What did Talib Kweli has a line where he says, "Girls stack like Tupac vocals."
Right?
You know, like
Tupac's vocals were always doubled.
Yeah,
because it hits a little different.
Yeah, he stacked it. That was a West Coast style of recording. You know, where in East Coast,
it's raw.
You gotta know this shit as an audio engineer. When I recorded East Coast artists, we knew not to stack the vocals.
Because they'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
When we record West Coast artists, we knew it would be more animated. So the animation of the vocals would make the West Coast artists, you know. And then West Coast music had more like just kick clap, you know, in that era of 2012, that time was like kick clap, Mustard was coming into the scene.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
So we had to try to figure out how to get vocals to just be animated. And I think that's where you came in. I think, you know, like, you know, I think you came in and made the songs very animated.
Right.
You know?
Right, because I think when you listen to it, you know, remember how Eminem used to do videos where he'd be running around the Cape humping and shit, like humping the camera and shit, like, and you would hear his ad libs and shit, you know? My mama's on your lip, you know?
Right.
You know, so you would kind of hear it, and it's almost like a second dude. You know it's him.
Right.
Behind there. You know it's him, but it's almost like a alternate character.
Right.
Besides Eminem, you know, it might be Marshall Mathers doing the ad libs, or it might be Slim Shady doing the ad libs, and Eminem's rapping. People don't get it. Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady, and Eminem are 3 completely different artists.
Right.
Completely different. Slim Shady is on drugs. Top tier quality material ever. Nowadays, people won't really acknowledge Eminem because he's not relevant. That's not nothing that you're going to sit in your car.
Oh, these kids these days are like, who?
That's nothing you're going to sit in your car like, y'all don't listen to some Eminem. If it come on and that's some shit you rock to, cool. Right. But they don't understand the severity of what Eminem did in his time to make him one of the greatest artists of all time. Not only is he not African American, but he hasn't put out any like music in a while.
Right.
The shit that we all resonated to. When Eminem came out, I think I was like 10 years old. And, you know, we was all like, damn, who's this crazy ass white dude? But nobody said nothing. They just let him go because, like, he was hard.
Yeah.
The nigga was hard, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
It made hip-hop entertaining. There's people who changed the world in hip-hop. Eminem's definitely one of them.
Shout out to Eminem, man. Shout out to Eminem, Marshall, and Slim Shady.
We had, and there was big changes in hip-hop, especially in the early 2000s. You know, that's where, I mean, I was into hip-hop forever, but early 2000s, you know, changed the wave of music with the Neptunes coming into the scene and Timberland, and they had more just them weird sounds and programmed shit and
space shit.
Yeah, and then you have Pharrell coming off making these simple hooks and you know, homeboy. You know, yeah. They just made the clubs like, oh shit, who the hell are these guys?
So you as a music dude, I don't mean to cut you off, but this is important. This is very important. You as a music dude, give me your top 5 producers. And no order, but top 5 producers that you're like, yeah.
I gotta put Jay Dilla.
Dilla?
Jay Dilla knew how to grab a sample and flip it.
I love donuts.
I'm putting Pharrell and Chad together because those are the guys that made me.
Jay Dilla and the Neptunes.
Right?
That's too
Jay
deep.
Dilla made Chad and Pharrell, they made me. They made me fall in love with music.
Yeah.
When I first heard that, I hate you so much right now.
Police?
Yeah, like and just and hearing those beats, I was like, who produced that? Who made that beat? I didn't even know what a producer was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hearing Neptunes, you know? And they start coming out with a lot more of Super Thug with Noriega.
Nigga, I had that poster on my wall.
What? You know, and when that
poster was on my wall.
Yeah. When that sound started coming out, I started to pay more attention to it. That's what made me want to get into music and be a producer and make beats and, you know, and then get into the audio recording side. I was never a rapper. I was never somebody that tried to rap. I wanted to record people who rap. So I started hanging out with rappers in school and breakdancers and DJs and...
Right, that's that whole crowd.
That whole crowd of hip-hop, you know, graffiti artists. I was never a sports guy trying to play football or do anything. In high school, we was just breakdancing and rapping.
Wow, that's tight.
But that's what the Neptunes did to me. You know, one of the most underrated producers that people, when we list producers, we don't talk about. And that's Swizz Beatz, man.
Showtime!
I still, to this day, cannot mimic a Swizz Beatz.
Okay, so you got the Neptunes,
Jay Dilla,
Swizz Beatz. That motherfucker Swizz Beatz. I think it was like a time where you could not hear that nigga shit on the radio. Something that he made. Right. Once or twice a day, Swizz Beatz shit was on the radio.
Yeah, and just, you know, just that... just the way he flips the drum, you know? Like, everybody goes, oh, all the drums sound the same. But that's every producer. Yeah. You got 10 producers today that all sound the same. Swizz Beatz, when you hear that Swizz Beatz drum, it's just like, oh, we know who that is. That's Swizz.
That's Swizz. That's a trade. That's a signature.
Yeah.
That's a, you know, that college dropout, late registration, graduation, that's all, that's like early Kanye. But a lot of those beats have the same snare, clap. Right. Different sample, different tempo, whatever. But that, you know, that's how you identify that was a Kanye beat. Right. You know what I mean? I can name 5 right now that sound exactly the same as far as the snare. Right. But you knew it was Kanye, and it's still different. Like, you got Point Out the Bounce, you got Kappa Step, Omega Step. Right. You know what I mean? All those, like, I can't name anymore, I lied. But you know what I mean? Like, that era of Kanye kind of solidified him, like, okay, he's a producer. You know, his beats have a sample, a certain snare drum, a clap, or whatever. When he did Twista's shit, when he did Twista's whole Kamikaze album, oh yeah, you hear it, and then he, you know, he's kind of switched it up a little bit, and he was making other shit too. I don't think he did Twista's whole project. Right. A lot of that shit was Kanye. What's my favorite drink? Oh, I'm about to add that to my playlist.
Yeah, he's Mia Ben-Ari is the violinist. Everybody know the hip hop violinist. Yeah. Kids, go back and search her.
I remember, yeah.
Anyways,
so you got Swizz Beatz, you got the Neptunes as one. You got Jay Dilla.
I'm gonna go with good old Just Blaze.
Just Blaze, man. Okay.
Just Blaze.
That shit makes you want to get up and do something.
Oh, there's some Jay-Z albums I still listen to today, and it's just, you know. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Blah, blah, you know, just all those huge horn samples.
Yeah. Yeah, Just Blaze don't get his credit. He don't get his flowers.
You know, we all want to put Timberland in there because Timberland is the GOAT to what he does. Right.
So you got 4. You telling me you throwing Timbo in there?
I don't want to put Timbo in there because
shout out to Timberland.
Because I have the Neptunes in there.
So what that mean?
Well, in the early 2000s, I couldn't tell the difference.
Nah.
They were at a battle. They were at a battle to who could make the best track in the early 2000s.
But you could tell the difference. Maybe you couldn't.
In 2000s, we couldn't though. Today, we could like look at it and dissect it and go, yeah, that's Timbo. Yeah, that's the Neptunes.
Them niggas was going. Oh, his whole run with Nelly Furtado and JT.
Yeah, but you got to understand the early 2000s. When those songs were coming out from Virginia Beach, we didn't know the difference. We didn't know who did that. Was that Timberland or was that the Neptunes? Mm-hmm. You know?
Is that when you think Pharrell came up with the doo?
Oh, he always had that sound. He did that from Britney Spears to Philly's Most Wanted.
Oh, he did do Britney
Yeah,
Spears.
he still had the, and he would always do those deep breath sounds. He could do the little, and use those as samples in the song,
And Timbaland was more like,
yeah, but he would do the little, beatbox too, the little, yeah.
But that's what you look forward to with Timbaland beats, because like you knew it would break down at some point and it'd just be like with the baby in the back.
Yeah.
But you knew that was coming with a Timbaland beat.
Yeah.
And especially if you heard him, previous in the song, just a couple of uh-huhs, you're like,
right.
oh, it's a Timbaland beat,
right.
So shit about to break down crazy.
Right.
So that's 4 though. So
yeah.
You got Neptunes, Jay Dilla, Just Blaze. Who else you say? Neptunes, Jay Dilla, Just Blaze,
Swiss Beats,
and come on in.
Number 5. Oh, we're going. Man, I'm between Alchemist or Ninth Wonder.
I thought you was gonna say Ninth.
I'm gonna take Alchemist probably.
Oh my God!
If I had to go ahead and do a
said from the nigga who looks like Alchemist.
I'm gonna have to put Alchemist, and Alchemist is doing good this year.
Alchemist, man, shit. When I first heard Alchemist, I think I was like in 7th grade or something. Hold you down.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
And the homegirl had a birthday party. We was in her limo and shit. And it was, I think that was that song. Because she wanted to play something else by, I think it was by Manny Fresh or some shit. And I was like, nah, let's listen to this shit.
Yeah.
So Alchemist is definitely that nigga that should be in that top 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Alchemist. Alchemist, with Nas and Mobb Deep and to today all the artists he's working with.
Yeah, Alchemist is crazy because it's smooth, man.
Yeah.
It's like, and like if you have seen Alchemist or seen any interviews or any videos of him, he is a smooth dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just naturally the sound that he make is gonna come out like
those would be my top 5 right there, man. That's who inspires me. And I mean, still Timbaland, Dr. Dre, those are goats right there. But those are people like, I never rushed out to listen to a Dr. Dre beat or to a Timbaland beat.
You crazy, nigga.
I know.
Well, okay. Well, if you want to ask me my top 5 producers.
Yeah, let me hear them.
It's going to be Battle Cat.
Cool.
It's going to be Jazzy Faye.
Okay.
Yeah, you niggas forget about Jazzy Faye. The bigger duets.
Yeah.
Niggas don't know about Jazzy Faye. If you ain't never heard of Jazzy Fizzle Production, my nizzle, you had to be there, man.
Right.
Because he would always tell you who beat it was at the end of the song. That's before niggas had them sound bites where they could drop their little producer tag and shit. And be
right.
Like, some shit, he'd have to say it himself. Like, this is a Jazzy Fizzle Production. In case you forgizzle, so
my goodies, goodies.
Jazzy Faye was killing niggas, man. You can't put Jazzy Faye out of that. I mean, it's not as relevant as it is back then, but like that nigga had some good beats. He made T.I. shit. Yeah. Remember the Field Mob shit? Sick and being lonely.
Absolutely.
If you listen to that production and that instrumentation, it's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy. Jazzy Faye, Battle Cat. I'm gonna throw Rick Rock in there from the Bay. Rick Rock!
Oh my God. Well, Rick Rock beats, I rock him.
Nigga, Rick Rock, cold. What?
Yeah, that hyphy era was nuts in the clubs. I was definitely with Fresh DJing in clubs at that time.
That shit was going stupid.
Yeah.
That shit was going stupid. So Rick Rock, Jazzy Faye, Battle Cat, gotta throw Pharrell in there. This is no order either. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I didn't have an order.
Yeah, gotta throw Pharrell in there because Pharrell's just my dad.
Right.
Shout out, Dad. You got a son here. You know what I'm saying? Doing pretty good for myself. So holla at a nigga. And then that's 4, right? So Jazzy Faye, Pharrell, Battle Cat, Rick Rock. This is tough. This is tough.
There's so many of them.
It is. But
I do like how we're kept all our producers that we know as older producers and not new.
Yeah. That means these young motherfucking punks can go and look this shit up and get a taste of what we came up on. You know what I mean?
I don't know the difference between what I'm hearing. I don't know if Metro Boomin did it or The Boy or whatever they are.
You know what? Metro Boomin just did a fucking live orchestra show.
I saw that.
That shit was amazing.
I would have loved for there to be performances and not just him playing the songs with the live orchestra.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, this nigga got hella songs. Yeah. Everything he played was like a high magnitude hit. You know what I mean?
I give it to him.
Yeah, so he did that. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
That still brings me to this fifth lost producer that I can't fucking think about. I can't think about it right now. I'm gonna be in bed at 2 in the morning and wake up and shit. And
you sit on that. Yeah, you're gonna be like,
no.
You're gonna wake up like Rick
no.
Rubin.
No. Fifth producer. Top 5. DJ Quick.
You know, I was gonna put him on a list. DJ Quick is very underrated.
Motherfucking Quick. And it's a toss up between him and Warren G.
Yeah.
DJ motherfucking Quick though.
DJ Quick is very underrated.
Not only as a producer, but as a composer and as a rapper.
Well, not only that, as an engineer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
DJ Quick would record on Neve boards and SSLs, but he would do everything analog. He would still not. I'm pretty sure DJ Quick today is still in studios, only doing analog into the tape. 25 track, getting them all. I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing. You know, he's always been an analog guy.
Analog. Yeah, I think DJ Quick really went mainstream. He was mainstream to us. He was like a hood legend. But when he dropped Fandango,
oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, what? That's when niggas really woke up. Like, who's DJ Quick? Even though he's been around since like 1993 and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, Black Mercedes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think that's when he was made. What album was that? That was Trauma. Yeah, man. Shout out to DJ Quick. Trauma. And
Balance and Options.
Balance and Options was tight. That's what really my uncle used to bang that shit.
I like that track. We used to go back in high school. I used to go to high school with my friend Jay, and he had one.
Shout out Jay.
Yeah, he had one speaker working in the back of his Ford Explorer. It was like a '94 Ford Explorer. Couldn't write this. This is like straight out of 8th Mile. We were doing this shit way before 8th Mile movie. We had one speaker working out the back, and Balance and Options was an album that would always play. Yeah, but that song that DJ Quick had where he's like, bitch, I'm a role model. I roll models in and out of my house.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines was, I ain't no big buff dude. I'm a rap singer. I exercise one muscle. That's the strap finger. Yeah. Shout out DJ Quick, man.
DJ Quick.
Compton's finest. So that's it. Yeah, Jazzy Faye, Battle Cat, Rick Rock, Pharrell, and DJ Quick.
DJ Quick, man. Gotta give it up to him.
That's my all-star team right there.
Yeah.
That's fire.
So, let me ask you something. So, from the time that we've known each other, like all the time that we did music shows, first of all, your favorite show that we did. Your favorite spot.
My favorite show that we did, I got 2. It's a toss-up.
All right.
But since you do say that, I'm thinking about the experience. We did the Key Club.
Key Club was a good one.
We opened up for Exhibit. I was fucked up on mushrooms, nigga. I think I ate the whole 8th and some, and niggas didn't know I was on that yet because I had just started eating them and shit. Yeah, I was whooped, nigga. But the Key Club, we opened up for Exhibit. We went downstairs. That's before, when you a rapper and you opening up for a person and you performing downstairs, you're not on the main stage, you're not opening up for that person.
No, you're in a whole different role.
You're just filling a slot. You probably paid $300 or $400.
Hey, but we would still promote it. Who was performing that? That was Exhibit.
That was Exhibit, yeah.
But we'd still promote that shit
Hell yeah. Why not? Nigga, we opening up for Exhibit.
With the Strong Arm Study crew?
Strong Arm Study crew.
Yeah, I think they were performing that night. Yeah.
Yeah, they had some other cats. But that was my favorite show, and then we did a show at Ledoux.
Okay.
That was,
Go ahead. I got 2 memories of both those nights.
Ledoux was like Colony.
First of all, Ledoux's our first show we ever did.
Yeah?
Ledoux was the first time that I was on stage with the turntables.
Damn,
I got lots of memories from that night.
Nick Lachey opened that show for us.
Nick Lachey was there. His girl, Vanessa, whatever, was there.
And you think to yourself, what the fuck is Nick Lachey doing hosting a show for some rappers.
Right.
They had no idea I was in this nigga house earlier that day eating grapes and shit. Like,
yeah.
driving this nigga cars and shit. Shout out Nick Lachey. He don't know I did that, but I was in a nigga house eating grapes and
He's
shit.
He's still around, I think.
That's my partner, man. He gonna be like, wait, T? Yeah, Nick Lachey, yeah, he be doing this shit.
My night's from Ledoux. All right. There's a couple things. One was sound check earlier in the day. That was a great. I felt like I had more fun at sound check than I had at actual Ledoux.
I forgot. You know, when you living a life as a young rapper, a lot of shit be a blur to you because you go into this place deserving these things, like you feel like you put in some type of work, like, yeah, I should be here at this club. Fix nigga, make my shit straight, bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying?
So that night, it was that. I do remember a microphone going out.
That was my microphone. I was dressed very well that evening, and I had no.
You remembered to take the shrooms, but you didn't remember to check the batteries in the mic.
I'm the rapper, dude. I'm not the sound guy.
But that's how good I was. On that night, I had a backup mic ready to go.
You did have a backup mic. Yeah.
We had a backup mic ready to go. Mic went out. I heard it go out.
Oh, yeah. I heard it go out, too.
I pulled the mic out of my back pocket.
I was sitting there like...
Yeah. I flipped it.
Everybody's faces was like... I can't hear you. Niggas, they was still mine.
Girls in the crowd like I can't hear you.
Oh, hold on, you know? And I fucking looked at you and you were like, man, I might, you know?
Yeah.
You was just like, you gotta catch it. I think
we gotta make it cooler than that, though. I gotta be like, you know. Yeah, I flipped
like
it.
Your fucking belt.
Yeah.
Nigga popped out. Came out on a little parachute. Nigga. Nigga had a G.I. Joe pocket mic. But yeah, you saved the night with the mic. You know, I was still rapping too because I didn't want to be out of character. I didn't want to be like out of the sync of the shit.
I don't even think people knew the mic went out.
I don't think they did.
It sounded like some cuss words were bleeped out or something.
Yeah. That was tight though. That was a good show, man.
But dude, and then there was some girl that snuck in the VIP and was. I just remember that night.
We was VIP. Yeah. Whoa, it was. It's coming back to me as you say it because I remember being there thinking like, yo, this shit is really happening. Like, nigga, I'm finna be a fucking platinum rapper. I'm like,
right.
Bitches coming through, it's bottles. We here with the fucking nigga from 98 Degrees.
You were platinum that night.
I was platinum that night, nigga.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that shit was tight. That shit was hard.
That was a great night. But Key Club.
I was.
I remember Tommy driving us. Mm-hmm. I remember going through the Hollywood Hills.
Through the canyon. This nigga going like 80 miles an hour.
This guy's jamming. You guys are all chill. I'm in the back like, what the... You guys are all like, he does this all the time. Don't worry, he drives. Time
in the car with my boy.
He drives for celebrities. Don't worry. Like, oh, what the fuck?
So he be killing. He be about to kill these niggas. But he was from the East Coast. That nigga from Jersey. Them niggas out there drive like it's 2 people on the road. So some of this shit we'll be fucked up getting home. Like, damn, I don't know how this nigga ain't get pulled over.
I remember looking over at you, and you got a Ziploc full of shrooms. You eating these shrooms. You look over at me. Man. I'm thinking like we got a show. I'm nervous. I'm like, damn, I gotta make sure my cue points are right. I gotta make sure all this stuff. You know, I'm going through it in my head. And I look over. You're eating these shrooms, and you're like, "You want some?" I think you threw an N-word at the end of that. You always
sounds like me. Let me see if that sounds about you. Want some, nigga? Yeah, that's
no way, man. You know Michael Cera when he got offered the cocaine. And,
yeah. No, I'm okay.
That's how I was right there. You know, like, nah, I'm okay. No way, man.
Here's the black dude doing the white guy drugs. Offers the white guy some. The white guy says no.
Yeah. So I remember that.
Funny as hell.
But here's my most memorable night of the Key Club. So we're outside on Sunset. And there's these girls.
I know where this is going.
There's these girls on the sidewalk.
I was 22.
And I used to, well, for one, that shit was funny because she was trying to hide her ass behind the pole.
Look.
And you was calling her out like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
This is what I told her. I would have bad dreams about this often. She saw a group of dudes on the bus stop, right? She bad. So she knows she bad and she know niggas are finna say something to her. So I guess she tried to hide behind a bus stop pole or some shit. And shrooms I'm already full Super Mario World, nigga. My shit booming right now. This shit wavy. Right. And I look at her, I'm like, you trying to hide that ass behind that pole? It ain't gonna help you. And I remember she started dying because she really tried to hide. You ever
were the
seen
only
a
one
bus
to get
stop
her.
pole, nigga?
You were the only one to get her attention.
I was the only
Yeah.
one that was gonna say something. I'm like, listen here, you're out of pocket because you know goddamn well you trying to sit there and hide behind a pole, and your ass is still hanging.
It's still sticking.
It actually makes your ass more visible because the pole is blocking whatever that don't matter.
It looked like
the pole has some yams, nigga. I was like, oh, you still got the cheeks. What you doing?
But that's not even my most memorable part of that whole story.
Oh.
It's the story of her.
22.
So no, her fat friend, the fat girl, and she was like, "I like your ensemble."
Mind you, this is like the ghetto's biggest blackest chick coming to the car, probably to see Exhibit.
Probably.
Big rigid hoop earrings with all her homegirls and shit. And you would never expect her to say, use that type of terminology for her appreciation
for an
from
outfit.
my nigga's wardrobe.
She didn't say outfit. She didn't say I like the way you're dressed.
She didn't say I like your get up.
She said I like your ensemble.
And she pointed too. She must have stopped. She's like,
Well, that's one thing I always make sure
I like
is that
your ensemble.
I would always make sure where you guys wore the clothes that you wore, all the skateboard gear.
Rapper nigga shit.
Yeah. I was still in a tie and
and
cardigans.
So it would look like we paid it. It would look like we booked a random engineer from somewhere and shit. And this nigga here come dressed, took slacks creased up, motherfucker bow tie, vest under it, and we dressed like this. We got hoodies on and shit, nigga. I got long socks on, Chuck Taylors and shit. And I'm like, damn, this.
Oh, that shit was funny.
It's great though because you ever see a group of motherfuckers together and you're like, damn, how are they even friends?
Right.
You know what I mean? If you see me, you, and Mike together right now, somebody can easily assume, okay, those are his lawyers. Or his bail bondsman, or he's doing something concerned with media. You can just guess that, you know what I mean? But when you see a group of people and you have no idea how they can have become friends or be together, like how are they together? It's pretty tight because that's what kind of draws you to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's what it's about. It's not about like everybody looking the same. It's not everybody doing the same shit. It's about everybody on the same accord, still doing the same, shit together, or still doing they separate shit, but coming together for a specific thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like me, you, Mike have 3 different professions, and we're all sitting in this fucking room right now doing the same shit.
Right.
So we have some of the same interests.
Somehow we found our love and put it all together. And hopefully it blossoms into something bigger,
Yeah,
I'm always down to do something,
That's why he's here. That's why
Yeah.
he bought some fresh microphones. With the tag still on them.
Well, if I was gonna be on the Enough Said podcast, I figured we needed to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna have an audio guy in, then we're gonna make sure that we got the
sure
audio.
Audio shit is cracking. Might as well make sure it's cracking.
Right. But there's definitely a lot of ideas to go into the podcast that you want to create.
Hell yeah.
But anytime you call me and say, hey, I got this idea.
This motherfucker pull up with a whole soundboard and 2 fresh microphones and shit, you know what I'm saying?
All I had to do was blow off the dust and
Shout out my nigga Mike Blank on the lens too, man. Getting all that zoom action and shit.
Right.
He making it real nice and pretty when he edited and shit. And shit, I didn't even know we did. This nigga be editing into that. Shout out my nigga Count Live too. Just coming through, man, chopping it up with a nigga and shit,
Yeah.
And that's what it's about, cause I know we was gonna do a 4th episode here. You know what I mean? I was
right.
But
we just came to test it.
Mike was like, it'd be tight if we could like meet up and then film. I'm like, well, I don't know. And then here the fuck we are with the lights on.
We're here.
We here. You know what I'm saying?
We're here.
I ain't got no weed roll though.
You're supposed to be asking me questions, but here's my next question for you. Next question for you. All right, because I got a lot of questions.
Right. I think questions for me can wait until a motherfucker with a podcast want to interview me.
Right.
This is strictly to
But people gotta know who you are too if they want to fall in love with you and listen to your opinions.
Yeah, that's true.
Then they gotta fall in love with you too and know about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. My questions are simple. Favorite song that we recorded.
Favorite song me and you recorded would have to be.
How many projects? 4, 5, 4?
I think we did 4 projects.
Yeah. Solo projects.
Western Effects, June Classics, The Life and Rhymes of Benjamin Franklin, and T101. All available on SoundCloud, by the way. I was a SoundCloud rapper when SoundCloud was cool. Before every other platform came out. I would say my favorite song that I did is probably Still Zooted.
All right.
Or Dewey.
Dewey's a good one.
Dewey is like kind of that is what I will use for my funeral.
Dewey's a good one.
You know?
Yeah.
I would say those.
Okay. I like Rockstar Status.
Rockstar Status. Wow,
Right.
I really thought I was a rapper when I did that.
That's your old. That's the older music. I like Rockstar Status.
Mm-hmm. That was on Western Effects, I believe.
Western Effects.
I think so.
Dewey's a good one. I like what's that one where we sample the was it Green Onion?
Green Onions.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
I like that one.
Green
You know why I
Onions
like
is
that
tight.
one? Because there was an audio clip in there where there was something, we had a bad take and I kept it because she was like, "Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I didn't mean to do that, but
anyways.
yeah." And I kept it in the song. You're all like, "Yeah, since dick balls cock." Yeah.
It probably wasn't word for word, but it's definitely something along those lines.
I would always keep the things you would say to mic test because we would put them at the intro of songs because you also had like, "Hey, if I could just give you my EBT and you give me the money."
I would love to do intros for my song because that's a way to kind of connect with the person and not really talk to them.
Right,
You know what I mean? Like, just tell you some shit that I do on a regular. You think, oh, he do that too? Like, that's tight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, one of my favorite people to listen to relate to, is Larry June.
Okay.
And it's just because he's a smooth cat, talk about getting his money, staying out the way, minding his business. But the way he be flexing is crazy. He,
Right.
you know, he'll just be like, at the end of the song, like, yeah, you know, just chilling, contractors outside and shit. You know, like, expensive doorknobs and shit. Like, that's tight, you know. And then he would talk about going to Target and cleaning his bathroom and shit. And still being like a humble dude.
Right.
And still being on this paper chase and, you know, being consistent and, you know, like standing on the shit.
Right. Absolutely. You know?
And, yeah, so yours is Rockstar Status. You like Dewey.
There's so many others because I get into Jago and his production that he brought into
Shout out my
everything.
nigga Jago, man. Shout out my nigga Jago.
Amazing guy. Amazing what he did and how quick. So the thing about Jago is I had Jago in the studio the first time to make something for you. And I got the keyboards, I got the beat machines all hooked up.
Yeah, that shit was gone.
I got everything hooked up for him to come through and guitars set up, everything so we could make something. And
that nigga came there and played everything like
it ain't even that. It's he sat down at the computer, he pulled out the keyboard, didn't touch one of my fucking instruments.
That's crazy.
He pulled out the actual typewriter keyboard, whatever it is, the keyboard for the computer.
Yeah.
And he started just drawing in all the notes, drawing in everything, playing, finding the right keys on the little typewriter thing, like, and when about he would just go, open up another session, start doing another one, and like, he had 4 or 5 beats up at once, and would just switch back and forth.
Yeah, that nigga's a genius.
And he didn't touch any of my keyboards, any of my synthesizers, any of my beat machines. Didn't touch anything.
Didn't touch none of your shit.
And was just like, all right, man, yeah, this one's good.
And
then, like, he would just loop it and be like, yeah, T would like that one. You know?
Jago's the man. That nigga's the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's Jago, you know, and I know how you guys met at the skate park and all that. That was great.
Yeah, you know what
You
he
know?
came up to me and said? He was like, yo, you rap? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I heard this song. You know what song it was?
Rockstar Status. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that was one of my least liked songs. And I was like, oh, for real? You know?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, listen to this. And he played some shit for me, and it was like, suck my Asian dick. And I was like, whoa.
Oh, I remember that
But
song.
the beats were like crazy, like quantized out of this world. And, you know, like that's when like the South music and the trap beats. That's when Rick Ross came out, I think I'm Big Meech, and them beats was like, and he was making that type of shit. And I was using Fruity Loops too, like you said, and I'm like, yo, I don't know how you doing this shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because my shit was just like like some E40 shit, like you know what I mean? And his shit is like do. Do you remember that era?
Oh, he would do that roll, yeah.
That type of shit, like when Wiz Khalifa's Cabin Fever came out and Cabin Fever 2 and all those those what's your boy name? Was it Sledgerin?
Right.
Like that nigga was killing that shit for a minute, and Jago was doing that shit, and I'm like, this like. Just like little Asian dude is sick, and like I don't know how many people know this, but
when you took me to go meet him, we went to his house. I think, we went to his house, but we were messed up that day. I don't know. We decided to get fucked up that day.
Sounds like me.
Before we went to go meet him, you know.
Excuse me, I'm gonna get fucked up right now.
And I remember sitting inside his house, and he opened up the computer and started making something. And I'm sitting there like, yo, you gotta pan that to the. And then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, I heard this dude shit before. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Let me sit my ass back.
Let me just sit back. Why am I telling this guy what to do?
Yeah.
He's damn near needs to tell me what to do.
Yeah, and he probably gonna nod his head and be like, and he ain't gonna listen to the shit you saying.
Yeah, I was sitting there behind him like, nah, see, because he likes the snare to come out to the left, man. We're going to,
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head like, he knows what to do. I heard his music before.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And the thing I like about Jago, people with so much talent don't care that they have it.
They don't give a fuck. That's like a nigga who can fight real good. He know he can whoop your ass, but he ain't even tripping on you.
The production style, Jago taught me a lot of production style. I went out of the MPC and went into MIDI. Using, and taking what I learned from Jago, from just watching him do stuff. But the production style that he did, he can mimic anything. Yeah. You could hit him up like, yo, I need a Manny Fresh style beat.
Literally.
Yo, I need a Kanye style beat.
Literally.
Yo, I need a Diplo style beat.
That nigga made me a whole album through via text message requests.
Right.
Like, I would just text him and be like, I need to be like this. And he'll send it back like a day and a half, 2 days later, max. And
I remember when you were...
That's it.
I remember when you and I were standing at a Subway on Melrose, and you're like, yo, I got this idea, this song called Jumpman.
We were sitting in the Subway?
Yeah, you started telling me about this. You're like, I got this idea about this song called Jumpman, and this is before Drake's Jumpman.
This is before Jumpman, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got this idea for this Jumpman and all this shit, I went home that night, and I called Jago. I said, Jago, he's got this idea about this song. I gave him all the details. And the next day, he sends me Jumpman. He sends me the beat for Jumpman. And within the next day or two, you were in the studio recording it.
Sounds about right, because Jago was like he had a fast turnover.
Very fast turnover.
That's some shit you gotta admire about people you work with. How fast is the turnover? How consistent are they? How passionate are they about working with you? And how reliable are they? You know what I mean?
Right.
It don't matter what color it is. Like, I know some niggas that don't like working with niggas. I know some white dudes that don't like working with white dudes. Yeah. It don't matter what color you are. Like, what's the work ethic? What is, what I mean? What's the drive? How,
Right.
It could be a fucking little person sitting here filming.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could be an ex-con or whatever, but, like, if you show up...
If there's drive, yeah.
Like, motherfuckers gonna take that shit seriously, and then they're gonna try to help you whenever they can, because they want to see you do better. It's crazy, because... broke motherfuckers with no opportunity don't get nothing handed to them.
Right.
Motherfuckers who ain't broke with all the opportunity get everything handed to them.
Right.
If I see a nigga working and he's self-sufficient and he's adequate, I'm like, okay, cool. It's not helping him isn't gonna hurt me.
Right.
You know what I mean? As opposed to a motherfucker that you got to do a lot more for. Not saying he's not worth that, but outside looking in, you're not gonna want to spend your time, money, effort with something that probably won't give you the benefit that you're looking for, as opposed to somebody who's already rolling. You know what I mean? It's easy to buy a used car. It's not easy to get all the parts and create your own fucking car if it's broken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you buy a used car, motherfucker see you. Oh shit, he keeping that car up. Hey, you want a nicer car, nigga?
Right.
No, fuck that nigga with no car. I'm gonna give you another car.
Right.
That's how shit works. Why? I don't know, but I can understand how it could work that way.
Right.
It's less of a liability if you are working with someone who has shit to lose like you do.
Right.
If you work with a nigga that ain't got nothing to lose, you know, that motherfucker might jeopardize your whole shit.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, man. So, what's going on here? What are you doing?
Oh, man, this is my segment of Queso Caliente, where we go over some hot cheese. It could be celebrities. It could be world news. It could be whatever. I just like to look up some shit and, you know, talk some shit real quick. So we're going to click on the first thing we see and see what the fuck's going on. Keke Palmer, childhood actor. I grew up watching her.
Right.
I think she recently went to an Usher concert like some months ago. That might be old news, but she was like twerking on Usher, crazy.
Right.
It's to be expected if you go to an Usher concert. But I think the baby daddy somebody's got a restraining order here. I'm not sure who it is, but we're gonna read into it real quick and see. Update: Keke Palmer and Darius Dalton Jackson postponed court date regarding restraining order. Read a little more into it. That nigga look like Bruno Mars. That baby is white, but he's fairly light skinned too. Keke Palmer and Darius Dalton Jackson have postponed their upcoming court date, as the Shade Room previously reported. Palmer was granted a temporary restraining order against Jackson in November, so she got a restraining order on him. What are some of the reasons women get restraining orders on guys?
Well, there's I could only think of one.
He's gonna beat my ass.
Yeah, that motherfucker's crazy.
He's gonna whip my fucking ass, and I'm scared. And you know that's true.
Right.
That's true. You know, because when you feel empathy for these girls who get restraining orders, you can only think about how fucking crazy the other half is. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't know what he did. That's crazy. At the time, Palmer alleged Jackson had been physically and emotionally abusive towards her during their relationship. Additionally, the television host requested legal and sole custody of their infant son.
Look, that's Keke Palmer. I just saw a picture of her. I couldn't put a face to Keke Palmer.
Keke Palmer.
Yeah. So
Aquila and the Bee.
I recognize who she is. She's in that Alien movie.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
What you think about that?
She looks crazy. She looks crazy herself.
So you think she whooping his ass?
For sure.
Oh God.
You don't fuck with Keke Palmer. Yo, look at Keke Palmer. You don't fuck with Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer ain't taking shit from nobody.
That is funny.
But she did get a restraining order, so that he might just be a little bit more crazy.
You don't fuck with Keke Palmer. That's going in the dictionary, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And one more segment of this Queso Caliente here. Update: LeBron James' son, Bronny James, cleared to make his return to basketball following his cardiac arrest. Sean sucks his teeth. Why?
Well, I'm a street doctor. Mm-hmm. That's what we call ourselves. My life here is
put some Robitussin on it, nigga.
Yeah. My life here is I ride around in ambulances all day and I pick up people.
Oh yeah, this nigga.
All right.
Okay.
So. This guy had thinning walls in his heart, right? So he didn't necessarily have cardiac arrest. That's just what the media puts out there. He was shortness of breath because blood wasn't flowing through his heart. Yeah, it could have led to cardiac arrest, but that's why he went down. You know?
Speak on it, okay.
But also
licensed.
It's not a healthy lifestyle. He's not gonna play basketball for much longer. That's just my opinion.
Whoa, no shit.
With that type of condition.
You think it happens often?
Yeah, it's gonna happen often.
Sucks. I don't want to. Well, I wish him the best, man, because he was supposed to be playing in the league with his pops, and that was like the first time in history that was supposed to happen.
Right.
So will
the team sign him with this condition?
I don't know. I don't know the severity of it, man. I ain't no brain surgeon or no doctor or nothing.
Yeah.
I just hope that it seems to me like there's so much going on with him physically. A lot of shit, can't register, and maybe
right.
I don't really know, bro. I couldn't call it. But I will tell you, if he does get to play with his dad in the NBA,
right?
If he does get to play with his father in the NBA, LeBron better fucking annihilate him. Okay? Do not, LeBron. Listen to me, LeBron James. Don't let your son come in the league and show you out. All right? Don't let him come show you up. You better dunk on that nigga. I'm your dad, nigga. Before I retire, bro, if I was playing in the league and my son came to the league, I'm finna dog this nigga. I'm your dad, nigga.
Right.
And then I'm gonna retire. Hopefully the last game is me dunking on my son and then make a card of that shit.
Right. So, you're talking, obviously they're not playing on the same team because I don't see LeBron being on the same team and turning around and dunking on his son like, look, got you.
Even if they play on the same team, LeBron, you better dunk on your son, nigga.
You know?
Scrimmage, practice, nigga, any chance you get. Because like, every rise gonna have to fall. Eventually, right. LeBron ain't gonna be the top dude no more.
When does LeBron retire?
2024.
2024.
That nigga got a little bit of gas left. Don't get me twisted, man. I ain't gonna sit here and cap like, oh, I love LeBron James, because I don't.
What's his son's name?
I'm a Kobe Bryant fan, okay?
Of course.
Rest in heaven, Kobe Bryant. When Kobe Bryant stopped playing basketball, that's when I stopped watching it.
Yeah.
Okay? That's it. Now look, niggas gonna misconstrue this and have all kind of arguments and do whatever they gonna do. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Say it again.
Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Yeah.
Okay? Nobody did what Jordan did. Nobody is doing what Jordan is doing right now.
Right.
His shoes are still flying off the shelves at $300 a fucking pair.
Right.
Nobody went.
Ooh.
Look, Michael Jordan is undefeated in the finals. If this mic wasn't so expensive, I would. If this mic wasn't so fucking expensive, I would drop it and walk out the room.
Please don't do that.
Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time.
Right.
Nobody did what Jordan did. I don't give a fuck how many points you score, nigga. At the end of the day, what are we playing for?
The champ.
The championship.
Yeah.
It's about the chip, nigga. You can score 1,000,000 points. If you still only got 4 rings, one which is one in a fucking dome.
Right.
Okay?
Let
Default ring.
Who? Okay, so we got Michael Jordan, right? I'm not going to ask top 5, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Everybody got their own list. Who is the closest to do it the same as Jordan?
Kobe.
Who? Kobe, right?
Kobe.
So everybody needs to shut the fuck up about LeBron.
LeBron went to the finals 10 times. How the fuck you go to the finals 10 times and you got 4 rings?
Right.
It's not adding up, Jenkins.
He's batting 400.
It's not adding up.
So Kobe. Kobe's the GOAT.
Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Kobe is under Jordan.
Right.
LeBron is under Kobe.
But LeBron is under Kobe.
But when it comes to rings, I'm gonna have to throw Steph in there too.
We gotta put Steph in the list.
I'm gonna have to throw Steph in there too. That's my time. Before me, it was Will Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, all them niggas. That's before my time.
Yeah.
Growing up, watching basketball.
Our era. Yeah.
Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are the best basketball players.
I'm going Steph too, man.
And Steph and LeBron, they got what? LeBron got 4, Steph got 4. So that's
right.
But when it comes to field goal conversions,
right?
Steph got Bron. Bron got more points. He breaking records. But it come down to them chips, nigga.
I'll tell you right now,
everybody know that.
When we got the bad news that day of Kobe Bryant, that shit felt like a close family member dying.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. Speak on it.
It felt like that was somebody that we all knew. And I don't know if it was just an LA thing, living here in LA, or did everybody feel that in every state?
It was a gloomy day, man. It was like it was raining, but the sun was a little out.
Right. Everybody... it was a gloomy day. It just happened a couple miles from here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why it went down, because it was a gloomy day.
You think so? It was January though. It was like the beginning of winter.
So I think that if I got the news, and God forbid nothing ever happens like that to anybody else, but if I got the news that happened to LeBron, I don't think it would have hit me as hard.
And it ain't I ain't taking that from LeBron, but it's just I didn't grow up.
But maybe in Cleveland it would hit him as hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, where they fucking burned his jersey and he came back and he won for them niggas and they was sucking his dick again.
If Kobe
Cleveland.
If Kobe left the Lakers to go play for Miami, would we have burned his jersey?
Hell no. Nah.
Hell no. Nah. We would have said, thank you, Kobe.
No.
Thank
Hell
you.
Nah. Niggas would have been hot, but
He'll be back.
We would have just been cheering for Kobe over there.
Over there, right?
That's it. Niggas would have had
was a goat
Cleveland Kobe jerseys. Like, how many niggas was Michael Jordan influencing that wasn't even from Chicago?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
How many people did Kobe inspire? I never heard somebody say, I wasn't a Kobe fan.
You never heard nobody say I wasn't a Jordan fan. There's plenty of niggas that be like, I'm not a LeBron
fan, right?
Except my young nigga that, you LeBron James. The young nigga. Shout out him. That nigga like 17 now or some shit.
Right.
Yeah, his little clip went viral. LeBron James. And then he gonna fuck around and lose.
Yeah.
You know what? And I bet against LeBron in the 2022 conference finals.
Right.
I bet against him. This nigga win, right?
Right.
I'm like, oh shit, this nigga might get another chip. And then he go get swept.
Got swept.
LeBron James, if you don't win a motherfucking championship in 2024, it's over for you, nigga.
Right.
LA niggas are gonna disown you. You're gonna be like the Raiders.
Now, as much as I like Kobe Bryant,
LA niggas still love Raiders.
I did not like the team he played for. I'm sorry.
You like the Lakers?
I'm not a Lakers fan.
Who you like? The fucking...
I'm going for the JV team, man. I'm a Clippers fan. The reason I'm a Clippers fan is because those were the only tickets we could afford when we were young. I used to go to Popeyes and be like, hey, you want some Clippers tickets for $6? Like, fuck yeah, I want Clippers tickets for $6.
Courtside. 6 hot, nigga. That's how cheap Clippers tickets was, man.
Yeah. You know, like, of course I want those Clipper tickets, you know? So they were the only tickets we could afford. It's the only tickets my mom could afford to take us to sporting events. So I became a Clippers fan, and, you know, hopefully I'm alive one day to just see them take at least one. I think I'll cry. I'm pretty sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you see how fucking far his foreshadow is for the Clippers winning? The nigga said maybe one day.
It's bad luck.
Before I die.
It's bad luck. We had a year, and somehow the owner ended up saying all that racist shit.
Niggas thought the Clippers was finna ball though, cause they had Blake Griffin, they had CP3, and before that, when Lamar Odom came, they had Corey Maggette and shit. You niggas had some hope for the Clippers, and then you realize they're just the Clippers. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, they went through their shit with the owner. You know, we got Steve Ballmer over there now. He's building a stadium in Inglewood. We need to change the colors. We need to change the logo. You know?
Right. Shout out my nigga Vitamin C came through last week. Shout out all my Inglewood niggas. You know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, I just always been a Clippers fan. It's, you know, it's one of those things that I'm not proud to say.
You got a Clippers jersey?
I do have Clippers jersey.
Fucking tragic.
Yeah. But you know what? I grew out of jerseys too. I can't be that, 40-year-old white guy wearing a jersey.
I'm definitely going to be that 40-year-old black guy wearing a jersey. For sure. I was finna wear a jersey tomorrow, nigga.
Which one? Your FUBU number 5?
God, I wish. Wow.
You remember when those were good jerseys? Like people out there were wearing FUBU number 5 jerseys?
I saw FUBU in Forever 21.
Huh.
Don't ask me what I was doing Forever 21. Fuck y'all niggas. I saw FUBU in Forever 21, but I realized Shaq owns Forever 21.
The reason is these kids are dressing like we did. You know? Mm-hmm. I seen some kids come on the way here. I seen these kids dressed in baggy clothes and baggy sweatshirts and looking like they stepped out the 90s.
The history just repeats itself, but I think the attachment to the history is what's important.
Right.
Because you can dress like this and do that and carry yourself a certain way and be all about this, but if you don't do the homework on it, you have no validity onto why it is you're doing what you're doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But niggas like us, I think retro Jordans are so important to kids now because it's hype. Retro Jordans to people like us are like, nigga, these were the Jordans we watched him play in.
Not only that, these are the Jordans my mom bought me to go to school in junior high.
You know what I mean? And told me not to fuck them up. Fuck them Jordans up, that was a wrap.
Right.
So I think the retro game and the shoe collection game now is a little jaded because a lot of people don't do their homework or they don't really know the origins of how that shit came to be what it is. I think.
fashion history definitely repeats itself.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Bring back bell bottoms and I'm fucking.
That should be groovy, nigga. Walking around
man.
like disco stew.
Ooh. You know. But yeah, I mean, fashion definitely repeats itself. I've never been big into fashion, but the way we used to dress, we dressed like our hip hop artists.
Yeah, that's when Cash Money Records was taking over for the 99 and the 2000, nigga. And
yeah.
I just wanted to wear white t-shirts and bandanas and shit. But, you know, even Air Force Ones, for instance. Air Force Ones, the song,
right,
has nothing to do with why people wear Air Force Ones today.
Okay, tell me more.
The song Air Force Ones was made by Nelly.
Right.
Stomping in my Air Force One.
Yeah.
Ever, big boy.
And he wanted 2 pairs, yeah.
Yeah, give me 2 pairs. He needed 2 pairs.
Yeah.
So when that video came on, and he did the fucking video in the shoe store,
right,
all kind of Air Force Ones.
Right.
Nigga, you really had to watch the video to see different shoes. Like, wait, the Air Force Ones video on? Run up in the house. Like, oh, I'm gonna get the green ones behind Murphy Lee.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That is why we wanted to wear Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
You know? That there was no other reason besides that. I haven't heard a song since then about Air Force Ones. People might have references in them in their songs or whatever.
You know,
it's popular now.
I never, you know, confession here, I never owned a pair of Air Force Ones.
Good for you.
I never owned a pair of Air Force Ones. I was a Dickies, Puma, Adidas.
Oh, see, that fool looked like Rasa. That's why. That fool.
Still wearing skater shirt, Element, Hurley. You know, I was wearing,
Yeah, that fool lived in the Rasa for sure, homie.
Yeah, with trucker hats.
Oh, yeah? That's when the NRED made trucker hats tight. I ain't gonna lie. When I first got hip to trucker hats, I think Chad had one on.
Yeah, one of them had it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was trucker hats, Dickies, skater shirts, with some, you know, Adidas or Pumas on my feet, some ponies, you know. That was my style of high school, you know. But I did go through a style of having a couple Jordans. Man, all the styles we went through, wearing our jerseys backwards. Because
I don't know about that.
Because what hip hop artist did that? Nelly too, no?
Nelly did that, but who the first? Fabulous did that, but if you really want to dig deep into it, it was Crisscross.
Well, yeah, they wore all their clothes backwards.
Nigga, you know how many grown ass men Crisscross had their pants wearing backwards?
Cross colors.
I used to wait till my uncle went to school, put his jeans on. One jean was black, one jean was yellow, and I used to jump on the bed and listen to Crisscross.
Yeah.
Nigga,
you ever think like whoever created cross colors, like where they're at today?
Cross colors still booming.
Where?
Zoomies.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear to God on my daughter, nigga.
They got and it sells.
It sells. I was buying that shit because I knew what it was.
And it's the same owners.
I don't know about that.
I wonder where the people that created cross colors.
They might have sold it.
Because you know that Juicy shit that's like you used to see girls wear?
Juicy? Is that Juicy Couture? Is that the same shit?
That shit was like them girls are like from Pacoima and shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Juicy, then.
At least
shout out to
Pacoima,
man.
Don't quote me on that. I could be lying. It's just something I heard. I heard those girls were like from Pacoima. I met this girl and she was telling me those girls were like from Pacoima and shit.
I be in Pacoima every day.
With the essays.
But you know what? There'd be a lot of niggas wearing pea hats around there too.
Well, that's always been from that. We don't wear pea hats in Pacoima.
Stay away from them baseball hats. I keep telling y'all, man. If you come from any state, stay away from them baseball hats.
You don't wear red, you don't wear blue, you don't wear a pea hat.
The only thing you can wear is a LA Dodger hat or a Laker hat.
Oh, they'll love you.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Stay away from them hats. I mean, look, I told y'all in the last episode. I told y'all in the episode with vitamin C, look, there's certain places you don't want to wear these hats, and there's certain places you don't want to go. You come to Cali, you don't want to go to South Central. Okay? You might go to Inglewood, it's kind of nice. They got the stadium and all that shit. You go downtown, you go to Melrose, you go to Beverly Hills, you go to Santa Monica, you go to Valley. Don't try to come from the hood and go. Don't even try to come from a state that you from a nice part of and go to the hood in LA. Yeah. Or in anywhere for that matter.
Oh,
because you're gonna get what you came for.
When
that's hood shit.
When Taylor Swift came to town for her concert.
She came to town?
A bunch of white people in Inglewood. That's probably the most white people Inglewood had ever seen.
Nigga, I would have been selling parking spots for $60, nigga.
Not even that. Like, I thought, like, if I'm a criminal, this is where I'm gonna make my most money.
This is flocking
I'm gonna
around.
rob all these white people walking to their hotels.
You see, the thing is about that. Let me tell you, people, in case you're thinking about doing this, if you rob a crowd of white people, their credit cards are going to be turned off before you get the chance to spend it, pal. I'm just saying, they don't carry cash.
That's true.
White people don't believe in cash unless they used to sell weed in 2009 and they still are paranoid of, everything turning off like me, and they carry cash. 9 out of 10 white people don't carry cash, okay?
I might have a little bit of cash on me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm part of that.
Once again,
I'm that one.
The nigga I said that is welcome to the barbecue. Hash cash for shooting dice. Okay, so we already wrapped that up in the beginning. You come to the barbecue because you have cash is important. Just because Americans, we still believe in it, right? And it still holds some value to us.
Right.
So if the world goes to shit, people are gonna be. After, they turn the credit cards off and the robots take over and shit and turn everything off, it's going to be cash. And it's going to be natural resources. Gold, tobacco, alcohol, firearms, electricity. You know what I mean?
Pussy.
Yeah. Yeah. Which brings me to... I don't have anything to follow that up. But yeah, man, that was tight. You know what I mean? And it's good to just get in here and... get shit off our chest, get your opinion, get my opinion.
What about your buddy?
Oh.
What's going on with the buddy?
Hey Siri, call Big Sedio.
Well, yeah, Sedio.
Let's see if my nigga Sedio.
Please leave your message for 818-331-5323.
Sedio, this is the second time I'm calling you. This is the 5th podcast I've recorded. 4th one, sorry. I'm gonna need you to pick up your phone or not. Either way, it's fucking great. Holla at your boy. Shotgun the tall can. Keep your socks high, pero. Sock check coming soon. Holla back.
Alright. Yeah,
got some sweet ass online.
Yeah, we definitely gotta go. I definitely online.
Definitely got some sweet.
I got an online date tonight. So.
Definitely got some shit cracking on Christian Mingle. We gotta get up out of here.
Right.
Shout out Christian Mingle. But yeah, before you go, I do want to ask you one really important question.
What happened?
Since you're a music guy, I want to hear your top 5 R&B artists.
Top 5 R&B artists. Usher.
Hold on.
Alright. Nobody fucks with the GOAT. Usher.
The nigga got the chain in his hand.
I like your grown man still collects dolls.
These are Funkos, you motherfucker.
I don't know about Funkos.
And if you look around, it's all niggas. You got Biz Markie.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Exactly. So now you realize why a grown man collects Funkos, because he can whip out an Usher Funko when he's holding the chain, and Usher is actually responsible for a lot of failed relationships. Thanks you, man. You're the guy.
So yeah, we're going Usher. I gotta put Kells in there no matter what he did.
Oh,
you know?
A lot of people aren't gonna like that. We're not gonna edit anything out.
Yeah, I'm putting Kells in there.
He did have great music. I hear R. Kelly's music and I'm like, fuck, this is so good. But I gotta change it because there are people here.
We gotta put, who else we putting in there? We're gonna go Kells. We're gonna
Females.
go. Who?
Wait,
females.
Oh, females.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into females.
R&B period. I mean, top 5. No order, and then we can retouch on this.
I'm gonna put Aaliyah in there.
Oh yeah. Hang on a second. I got her too. What do you mean?
Yeah, we're gonna put Aaliyah. We'll put Mary J. Blige in there.
Oh, Mary J.
You know.
Mary J.
You know, I didn't listen to a lot of female R&B music because I couldn't relate to it.
So you got Kels, Aaliyah, Mary J, Usher. One more.
Man, if we're going...
Whoever, the range is wide.
The range is wide. Man, I can't think of a fifth, man.
I think
because R&B music wasn't my shit. You know? It really wasn't.
Singers. They don't got to be R&B. R&B is classified as
the singer. I'm putting Pharrell in there as a singer, too.
Pharrell's a singer.
Yeah.
Pharrell's a fucking singer.
Yeah.
Fun
singers,
fact.
I'm putting Pharrell in there as a singer, too.
After Pharrell made that Happy song, he went on Oprah, and then Oprah was like, "Oh, where'd you learn to sing? Who'd you take sing lessons from?" And that nigga was like, "Ain't nobody teach me shit, nigga.
No. That's
I
why
just press record."
his vocal was so raw, and at the same time, with his vocal being raw, you know, it's Curtis Mayfield.
Shout out to my nigga, Mike Blank Photography, man.
Right.
Camera.
Yep.
Shout out to my nigga Sean. Can I live?
I'm here.
AKA Sean's gone.
Absolutely.
AKA Alchemist.
Yo, you remember real quick? You remember outside the Originators when all those people thought I was Alchemist?
Yeah, and you know what?
The crowd started coming over.
At that point, I had never seen Alchemist, but I heard his beats.
Yeah.
And I was like, how can I thought Alchemist was like a 300-pound black dude.
Right.
Well,
long story short, I come into the store that's back at the Originators. I came in there and I'm like, "Hey, 100, man, like I'm gonna have to bounce. Like all these people think I'm Alchemist," and he's like, "Oh yeah, okay. That's because I told him you're Alchemist."
Yeah, man.
He's like, "Yeah, I told everybody you was Alchemist."
Leave it to me to tell a good lie and play along with it.
You know, I'm out there at the time. I had a girl with me, and like all these people, it
you were
worked.
looking the part.
It worked
Probably had
because
a fucking bow tie on
a lot of people start coming around. She's like, "Oh my God, people really know who you are, huh?"
Yeah, you have no idea what just happened. Play along.
I'm like, "Hey, you know what? We gotta get out of here. Let's sneak through the back alley here."
That's funny, man, because that really happened. I really did that.
Yeah, I remember that day too.
That's classic. That'll be one I tell my kids.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's tight.
But
So,
I'm definitely thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming by, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank everybody that will soon be tuning into this. Shout out to Broken Board. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
Broke and board. Because when you broken board and you break the board, you just broken board because you got a broken board. It's a chip on the time or some shit.
Right.
Shout out to Big Sedio. We're going to be calling you. We're going to keep calling you until we get you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Mike Blank on the lens. Shout out my nigga Can I Live. He know he's Can I Live even though he don't go by Can I Live no more.
Right.
Shout out to Kush Ali. Shout out to Maven Genetics. Shout out to Elevator Extracts. Tune in for episode 5 coming soon with the homie Jared. We're going to do all that. And I'm finna smoke some weed, man, and we're going to chop it up again.
That's
but
right.
For y'all, shit, it's been enough said,
I'm
right?
not going to smoke weed for all those people.
He's not, so that means more for me, nigga.
Yeah. All right,
and,
man.
It's been enough said, and we are outie.
Yeah.
To drink an IPA or eat some ass from the back or a
Right.
from the back. I want to say that. Great. Well,
Yeah,
that was
man.
cool. Thanks for coming by,
If that's
man.
how you want to end it.
Yeah, we're going to eat it. We're going to end it just like that.